China has set a goal of rapid economic development as part of its next five-year plan, covering the period from 2026 to 2030. The announcement comes after a key meeting of the ruling Communist Party concluded on October 23rd. The new plan focuses on technological self-reliance and domestic market expansion, while addressing national security concerns as well. China's Communist Party has stated that the country is to vigorously boost consumption and strengthen domestic demand in the next 5 years. The four-day closed-door meeting began on Monday earlier this week and involved high-ranking officials discussing long-term strategies. China is formulating future economic policies as trade tensions intensify with the U.S. regarding export controls and tariffs. Chinese leadership is seeking self-sufficiency in science and technology. Well, one of the key policy discussions is high-quality property development, as the sector has seen crisis in the recent past, from Evergrande to various other real estate developers. Dr. Satoru Nagao, Fellow Hudson Institute, is joining us live from Tokyo. Dr. Nagao, what stands out for you in this new plan unveiled by China?
In case of China, they face a problem. Even if the export is progress much, so export is good, but their internal market is not good to consume many products. So as a market, this is not good. That's why China tried to plan for the next 5 years. But in this case, how to boost the internal market is matter for them. But anyway, if China's economy is good, of course, this is because China is responsible and many countries want to trade. In this case, China can boost the economy. But recently, the US-China tension is escalating, and that is why the foreign investment do not want to go to China. So that is another reason China cannot boost the economy. So government plans a 5 years plan, but without improving relation with other countries, China cannot become something very good economy like the situation in the past. So China cannot boost the economy without cooperation with other countries.
Okay, let me quickly, in fact, also ask you about whether this new plan and these discussions that have been happening include, a focus on, of course, how to counter the tensions with the US and the trade tensions as well that have evolved as a result of the tariffs. Also, what about the property crisis? Has that also been mentioned or spoken about?
Yes, if in the past, China is a good attraction of the investment. But the source of the investment originally came from the foreign rich people. So that's why the investor in the foreign country hesitate to invest to China because these people want to get more money. That's why they invest it. But under the current international situation, which is escalating US-China tension, these foreign people hesitate to invest to China. So that's why there is no investment for their property in China. That is one of the reasons. So that's why China's internal market faces a crisis now. In the past, they can get the money, but now they do not have the money because of the investment from their foreign countries. So without improving relations with other countries, China cannot boost their economy. Recently, China tried to do it, their dominant state of the rare earth supply chain. That's why China tried to use this as a diplomatic card. But such kind of attitude disrupts relations with other countries. So such kind of the policy itself is indeed risk for China. So that's why China's government's policy stopped boosting the economy. So China planned a 5 years plan to improve this, but indeed, China should improve the relation with other countries is needed to boost the economy in this 5 years plan. But lack of this means that China will not boost the economy themselves.
All right, Dr. Nagao, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective. Now, an unidentified gunman has fatally shot opposition politician Lasantha Vikramasekara at his office in southern Sri Lanka, marking the first political killing amidst a wave of shootings in recent months. Police have said Vikramasekara, head of the Veligama Urban Council, was meeting with staff when the attacker entered his office and opened fire with a pistol. The assailant fled the scene and Vikramasekara later died in hospital. Authorities have not yet determined a motive, but Public Security Minister Ananda Vijaypala told Parliament that the killing appeared to be linked to gang rivalry. He has alleged that Vikramasekara had connections to criminal networks and the narcotics trade, and confirmed the politician faced 6 ongoing court cases and had previously served jail time. Police have launched an investigation to identify and apprehend the suspect. General Rajan Kochar, strategic affairs expert, is joining us live from New Delhi. General Kochar, what do you make of this shocking killing of an opposition politician in Sri Lanka?
Thank you, Uday. Yes, indeed, it is shocking, but we are quite aware of the narcotics and the drug smuggling in the coastal areas of Sri Lanka. And if the security minister is bringing home a point, I think it's worth a deliberation because normally a political killing will not happen unless there is a gang rivalry or this involvement in the narcotics trade. So, what I see is that this Veligama is a coastal town. It's around 150 kilometers from Colombo, south of Colombo, and the is Vikramasekara, who has been killed, he was the chairman of the Velingama Council, and that wields a great amount of power in this region, which is the coastal region. So we are aware of this golden triangle, Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand, and also the golden crescent, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran. And most of these shipments are coming through the sea, and especially the coastal areas. And methamphetamine and heroin are the two substances which are largely being smuggled in, and there are huge profits to gain, and these profits are utilized by the politicians for their political campaigns and things like that. So there is a rivalry, and we can't deny the involvement of Vikramasekara in these kind of narcotics trade, because if any gunman is going to come in your office and kill you, it certainly cannot be a political killing as being mentioned by the opposition. There are much deeper roots to it, and we are aware that maritime routes are the primary channel, and smugglers move consignments across the Indian Ocean by fishing boats, dhows, small freighters, and often they are offloaded on these remote beaches. And since Vikramasekara wields a tremendous clout in this region, especially the coastal, and he's the chairman of the council also in that area. So, prima facie, because so far nothing has actually come out in black and white, but prima facie, it seems to me that this is a case of narcotics which is quite rampant in Sri Lanka and especially these coastal areas. And we see largely the economy of these areas are sustained by these drug and narcotic trade.
Okay. Let me also, quickly ask you then, Major Kochar, about whether then you would completely rule out a political motive here and you would completely link it to gang rivalry, prima facie, based on what you're seeing, you're reading, or do you believe a further investigation is needed? I believe no suspects have been apprehended yet.
Uday, I think it will be too premature for any of us to come to a conclusion. But if you see the track record of Vikramasekara, he has got 6 court cases pending against him. they are killing in cases where he has been involved in the killing of the people also. So he does not seem to be a totally innocent kind of a person. And I'm sure that as we go along and the investigation comes to the fore, there'll be more clarity in the more clarity on the matter. But right now, I tend to agree with you that it will be too early to come to any conclusion.
Appreciate you joining us, Major General Kochhar, with your perspective. Moving on now, in one of the largest narcotics hauls in recent years, the Pakistani Navy has seized drugs worth an estimated $1 billion during a joint operation in the Arabian Sea, according to the Combined Maritime Forces, which is a multinational naval partnership that includes the US and the UK. The Pakistan Navy ship, PNS Yarmouk, intercepted 2 unregistered sailing vessels, confiscating several tons of crystal meth and some quantity of cocaine. Meanwhile, the US Central Command praised the Saudi-led task force for the successful operation, calling it one of the most significant drug seizures in CMF's history. This comes just weeks after another Pakistani Navy vessel, PNS Yamama, seized $120 million worth of narcotics in the